Yo, guys, what's going on? This is your girl, Mad Skills. Welcome to another episode of the Spark Something Podcast. Listen to me when I tell you I'm mad hype about part 2, bro. This episode is entitled The Journey Continues. It is part 2 of last week's episode. Different vibe. Totally different vibe, bro. I enjoyed doing these 2 episodes, bro. I thank you guys for all the likes, comments, shares. Thank you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for all the love, the shares, the support, for all that you are continuing to give to me on this journey. Thank you guys so much for lending me your ears. Listen, that's enough talking for me. Let's get into this week's episode right now. God, help me to understand this process, this journey. Help me to be more in tune with you so that when things like this come, they don't knock me off my pivot. Like I'm not a sheep. Or should I say I am, but I'm not scared. I'm going to say that. I'm not afraid of it. In fact, anytime that I've had these moments in the past couple years, since I've been going on my journey, I have been more open to talking to God about them instead of allowing these things to just happen to me. Because I used to just allow them to happen because I'm like, yo, I'm such a nice person, you know, I'm trying to do the right thing. Why does this stuff keep happening? Why do these negative thoughts, why do these thoughts of suicide, why do they keep coming up? Why aren't I enough? Why am I going through this? And I began to go on this self-love journey. And my journey of going on self-love, or my self-love journey, I should say, my self-love journey, my reason for going onto my self-love journey is because I wanted to be whole. I wanted to really figure out who God was calling me to be. Like, I couldn't be broken my whole life. God couldn't have continued to wake me up every day just for me to be depressed. Nah. That could not have been the purpose of my life. There had to be some sense of why I was here. Like I knew even in those moments that there was more for me than just that. I just didn't know how to tap into it. And how I tapped into it, like I said, I prayed. And as afraid as I was, I knew that I wasn't by myself. One of my favorite scriptures: trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not into your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. It's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. I think 4, 5, and 6. I know it's 5 and 6. But yeah. I knew that I wasn't by myself. No matter how many people left, how many people walked away, because it started to where I got physically I was alone. Like, Anthony was here all the time, always. But there were even moments to where I would be with him and I would still feel by myself. And in those, like, I needed those moments. There's a podcast that I listen to. Podcaster. He's not just a podcaster. He's an actor. He's a health and fitness. I'm gonna call him a health and fitness guru. He also has his own podcast. He's a content creator. I don't know if I want to call him that, but his name is Jeff Logan. And one of his things, I listen to his podcast. If you are big on motivational podcasting that's going to change your life and just uplift you as a person. Something similar to this, but a little bit more edgy. Go check out the Becoming a Beast podcast. I think it's very, very dope. Also, check out the Know For Sure podcast. I'm always big on different podcasts and also promoting certain ones, and those will probably be more so the two that I promote the most, because those are the ones that I'm always checking out. But on Jeff Logan's podcast, he said his thing is surrendering to the moment. Like, whatever moment you're in, give that moment your 100. So in my moment of going on my journey to practicing self-love, I didn't know how to surrender to that moment, because like I said, I didn't know anybody else that was on a journey, or I didn't know what I was doing, first of all, but I knew that something needed to change, and I knew that I felt the pulling to go on this journey. So I decided to not just pray, but I decided to ask God, not for him to take these feelings and emotions away, but for him to show me why they're still here, or what am I supposed to learn something from them, and if I am, what am I supposed to learn? If I am, what is this teaching me? What is it showing me? Because a lot of the times we be wanting to get rid of stuff so quick, like move. No. I don't need this in my space. It's not serving me. Just because it's not making you happy doesn't mean it's not serving you. That's a word for somebody. Just because you're not happy doesn't mean it's not serving you. You're not going to be happy 100% of your life. That doesn't mean even the things that don't make you happy aren't still valuable. That doesn't mean that the people that do certain things or say some certain things, that doesn't mean that they're not valuable. There's some emotion that's evoked out of you. But he said in the podcast to surrender to the moment. So what I began to do, and I just started listening to his podcast, but it made all the more sense to do it after I started listening to it, because it just made sense to me to give this self-love journey my full attention. I needed it to have my full attention, because I had been just going and say, okay, well, eventually it'll come. And I'm expecting, like I was as a child, expecting for people to pour into me. But I realized that a lot of people are pouring into my gifts. So me now going on this journey of who am I, I'm expecting for them to see me, because they already know what I do, but see me. And they're like, nah, maybe not. So I had to go on the journey of who am I then? Like, people are going to see whatever they want. I can give them a picture of me. I can portray a certain version of me, but who am I really? Because there's going to be different people throughout life, and they're going to get a different perception of me from whatever version of me that they've met. And not to say that I'm a different version all the time, but at what point in my life, or what point in their life that they've met me, they're going to get a different perception of me. But who am I really? People can tell me who I am. They can say, well, this is how I know her. This is what I know about her. But who am I, regardless of what people know and don't? When everybody goes home and I'm alone, who am I then? When I'm not ministering, or I'm not performing, or I'm not doing a podcast, or I'm not, traveling. Who am I when everything is off and I'm alone? Am I still a good person? Do I still have a good heart? Do I still deserve love? Do I still deserve to be appreciated? Do I love me? Do I appreciate me? Who am I when everybody else is gone? When the show is over? I got hungry enough to go on that journey of who is she, and how do we love her, or how do we show her the love that we've been showing everybody else for most of her life. Because a lot of us with big hearts, the crazy part about it is we can show everybody else love. But when it's time for us to love us, it's the hardest thing to do. And that's one thing that I realized when I sent out that question, how do you practice self-love? I noticed that there was a lot of us that did not know how to love us. That's why it was so hard for us to practice self-love. And I was one of they. I was one of them. That was me. Me is I. That was me. I didn't know how to love me the way I loved everybody else. I didn't know how to pour that love back. I was never shown how to do that. One thing that I learned how to do was to be a lot more gentle with myself. Like, people gonna treat you however they want to treat you, however they see fit. It is what it is. You could tell people how to, you can love people and show people how you want to be treated. And they can learn from that and they can grow from that. But how you do that is all in how you treat you. You are the foundation. How you treat you will then open up the door to how people should treat you. If they see you treating yourself a certain way, they will either have to come up or they will have to get out of the way. Or they will love you on whatever level that is that you are loving yourself. But you, my big-hearted people in the back, what's up? My people that's overexerting themselves, what's up? I'm talking to you too, because I was one of you. I was them. Them was I. I was they. That was me. I'm doing all the pronouns right now. That was me. I was you. You were me. To all my people that's overexerting themselves, to all my people that's overextending themselves, to all of my people with big hearts, because that's what we like to say. We got a big heart. We do. And that's beautiful. But with that big heart, you have to also learn how to leave love for you. It's not about being selfish. It's not about being selfish. Like, the thing about it is, people make you think that being selfish is a bad thing. Being selfish is not terrible. It's not terrible. Now, when you're like selfish, you're like self-centered, then that's a different story. But I mean, like, loving you, wholeheartedly knowing how to appreciate you. Not just receiving whatever somebody gives, but anything that anybody gives you on top of what you're already doing is like sprinkles on top of ice cream. If you're into that type of thing. If you're into sprinkles, then okay. That's like sprinkles on top of ice cream. That's like a cherry on top. That's extra. Your cup is already overflowing with love. But if anybody that comes in your life that is a distant relative, that's even a relative, that's a boo thing, anybody that comes in your life that's a friend, anybody that comes into your life that's not you, that's not God, that's not your parents, and I say that treading really lightly because I know a lot of people who may not have gotten love from their parents, and that's okay. That doesn't make you throwaway. Like, you're still worth it. You're still worth loving. You're still worth being cared about. You are. You are, man. I don't care what anybody has told you. I don't care how anybody has made you feel. Listen, I was there. That was me. I understand. I get it. I don't. And this is the thing. I don't understand how you feel. I'm going to say that. I don't understand how you feel, but I understand where you're coming from. One thing that I've learned, even in my process, is I don't understand how everybody feels. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't understand how you feel. I have no idea how you feel, but I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. And there's another thing that's so beautiful and sweet and precious about this moment. It was rough to try to get over not understanding how to love myself. And then it was even rough to grieve that version of me that I was shedding away, because I had lived with her for so freaking long, man. So long. It's okay to grieve her. It's okay to grieve him. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with you. People think tears or sadness is a sign of weakness. Bro, grieve. Me and grief, and not on some oh, that's too sad. Like, not on some low feeling level, but I mean, like, me and like, I understand that grief is important. I understand that letting things go and allowing yourself to go through that process of letting it fully go, crying, getting rid of things, throwing stuff away, making room for what's coming, for what's new that's coming into your life. Like, it's okay to grieve. It's okay. It's okay to cry about it. And then once you cry and you're all cried out and you're finished, wash your face. Get up and keep working on the new journey that you have been working on. You can cry for as long as you need to. You can grieve the old version of you for as long as you need to. But one day you are going to have to get up. And I mean, get all the way up, not just get up in the same clothes. I mean, get up, change your clothes, do your hair, brush your teeth, take a shower. Take a shower before you do all the rest of that other stuff, because that's just crazy. Take a shower after you've put on clothes. But get you together. Go out and celebrate. After you grieve the old version of you, go out and celebrate the new version. And this is gonna take some time. It's gonna take a minute. I didn't always like going out on dates by myself. I didn't always like going out alone. But now I'm at peace, y'all. Like, now I can do that. Now I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. It's cool now. Even though I'm married. Even though I'm like, there were things that I didn't go through and endure with before I got married. But the level of love that I have for me is so pure, bro. Like, I love me with no stipulations. And my thing is, I remember having I think it was either the last episode or the episode before last, talking about matching energies. Bro, I'm not doing that no more. The person that I was then versus the person, like, I'm not matching energies no more. I used to think that matching energies was cool. Like, I'm gonna meet you. Like, no, bro, I'm going to, because I love me. This is honestly, this freed me. It did. It really, really freed me, because I love me. Because I know God loves me. Because I've been created in love. I'm surrounded by love. I know what love is and what it feels like. And love makes me whole on a daily. I can still genuinely love someone wholeheartedly. Genuinely love you wholeheartedly. And people, I'm gonna break this down. People think that because you love someone, you have to allow them to walk all over you. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not allowing anybody to walk all over me. Why? Because I know what love feels like. I know what love really is. And walking all over me is not it. What I will do is I will continue to love myself. Continue to pray and go to God and seek God and his word about what love truly is, because I realized I'm breaking it down. I'm letting y'all know how I got to this point in my life and how I know people walking all over you, that ain't love, sweetheart. But going on a journey, loving myself, praying and talking to God about love, understanding in his word what God said about love, who he is, loving him for who he is, him just loving me just because, bruh. Just because. It's crazy. And having all of that in me, there's no way that I can diminish any part of myself when I'm full of all of that. I'm full of this now. There's no way that I'm bringing myself down to a level of where you're at to meet you on that level. What I'm going to do, because I feel like there's not always enough people showing God's genuine love to people. Certain people feel like it's a waste, it's this, it's that. Listen, it's not. Genuinely show. If you're with God all the time and God is literally pouring into you and you're on this level of, God, this is what I desire. This is what I want. I want to be able to understand this. And he's pouring into you. You're seeking him, like genuinely, wholeheartedly seeking him. He's going to answer this, okay? He's going to answer you. And when you are filled with God's love, there's no way that you can come down. And I mean, there is a way that you can, but why would you? Why would you? Why would I? Because with this type of love also comes peace. Everybody don't have peace. Ain't no way I'm stooping down to a certain level to meet you where you at. To take my peace off and say, hold on to this for me. I'll be right back for it. No. God, take this version of love so I can go down here and tell them how I really feel. For what? For what? Why? And I know I ain't like this 24/7. I'm not on 10 all the time, but I know what I prayed for. I know what I asked for. I know what God gave me. And y'all, like, the level that I'm at now, like the peace that I have now, the understanding that I have now, bro, I can't let everybody in. You can't allow everybody in. You, the discernment I have now, you have to understand how to let people go, bro. You got to understand how to let things go, bro. You're growing, you're maturing, you're becoming an even better person. Your calling is connected to this thing. What I look like coming down from that? What I look like coming down from that? If I'm at peace, everybody don't have peace, bro. What I look like giving up my peace to meet you on a level that's not peaceful. The crazy part about it is, this is how I see it, because I feel like this might actually give a better understanding of what I mean by that. If you guys know who Tabitha Brown is, and you've seen Tabitha Brown, the spirit that she carried, just the gentleness of her voice makes you want to be gentle too. Just the gentleness of the person that she is makes you want to be gentle and feel her gentleness, because she just seems like she's happy all the time, which I know life is interesting, and then life will throw you some curveballs, but she just seems like she's a gentle person. I love that. So Wendy Williams, if you don't know who Wendy Williams is, Google her. Google knows almost everything. Go look her up. If you don't know who Tabitha Brown is, Google her. Google knows almost everything. They'll give you some information about both of them. There's an incident that happened. I believe this incident happened in 2021, where Tabitha Brown finally got the opportunity to work her dream job, or actually become the person that she's been working so hard to become, the entrepreneur that she's been working so hard to become, the actress, just the person that she is now, and the work that she's put in the industry. and she got the opportunity to retire her husband. I think her husband was a police officer, but she got the opportunity to retire her husband, and she made a video about it, which it was a beautiful video. I've never seen anybody do that in my life, and also talk about it, which congratulations, even now, back then, congratulations for all of the hard work and the timeless energy and effort, the prayers I'm sure that went into this entire process. And she was able to retire her husband, who had been working for her to be able to do the things that she's been doing. So it's been a balance for the both of them. She made a video about it. If anybody doesn't know who Wendy Williams is, I'm telling you, go look her up. But Wendy Williams has a show. And on the show, she has this thing called Hot Topics. On Hot Topics, she talks about the topics that are going on in the world, and she also gives her opinion on these things. So Wendy Williams decided to give her opinion on what she thought about Tabitha Brown retiring her husband, which to the world that may seem like a taboo, because we feel like these men need to be working, they need to be doing this, women, we don't need to be such. It's a lot of stuff. I get it, I understand. I don't really understand, but I'm trying to go somewhere, trying to get there with you, but whatever. Wendy Williams, her response was very, very distasteful. And it was more so of, this marriage isn't going to work, you guys are going to be divorced, and he's going to it's just a whole lot of negativity. Tabitha Brown's response, though, was epic. Do you hear me? It was legendary. Her response did not come down to Wendy Williams' level. It did not meet Wendy where she was at. Tabitha Brown stayed right there on her throne as the queen she is, and she served her a hot plate. Okay, a hot home cooked plate of mind your business. All right, a home hot cooked plate of, this is what I'm doing, this is what I got going on. I hope love finds you and it holds you tight. Like it was so well given that you couldn't help but say, I respect her even more for the response, because it wasn't like, girl, what you talking about? You don't know such. It was her being who she was and not allowing the negativity to bring her down to a certain level that she's not even on. Because they've been married for a minute. I can't tell you exactly how long, but I know it's over 10 years. I think it's between 15 and 25 years. Somewhere up in there. I think they've been married that long. Don't quote me on that. I really don't know. Go Google it. But her response literally shut the mouth of Wendy Williams. Wendy, I don't think she had anything else to say about it after that. I don't think anybody else had anything else to say about it. It's none of your business. But that's what I mean by, we're not matching energies, bro. Like, we have gotten to a certain point in our life to where we are loved so well by God. We are loved so well by us. Like, we love ourselves so much to where we're not, what I look like coming down to greet you on this level of, you haven't been putting in this work. Like, you've been putting in your work, which is fine. That's your work. That's your level. But the level that I'm on versus the level that you're on, completely different. Not to say that there's anything wrong with the level that you're on. Not to say that there's anything wrong with the work that you have put in, but this is how I see this. And because this is the work that I've been putting in, this is my mantra. This is how I live. This is what I do. This is how I work this thing out for myself. This is the relationship that I have with God. This is what I'm doing. This is what I've been working on. And if I just so happen to open up the door and allow people in, that's what I'm doing. Just open up the door and allow people in. And if anybody has anything to say, which also opens the door for people to have opinions. Opinions are fine. They're fine. But when they spew negativity and I got time today, I'm gonna be transparent, and I'm not gonna meet you down at your level, but I'm gonna let you know that this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. I don't have to say anything, but if I got time, I'm gonna say it. But that's pretty much just what I wanted to go into. Hopefully that right there kind of gave you a viewpoint on just where I've been, where I'm at, what I've been working on. I love y'all, man. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. This was actually part 2. Thank you guys for going on this journey with me. I'm hoping that you guys got something out of both episodes. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please feel free to check out my description, the links in my bio. I love y'all. This has been your girl, Mad Skills. This is another episode of the Spark Something Podcast, and I hope this sparks something in your life, and I'm out. Peace, baby.